60 days. That is exactly what you have left to crack your 10th board exams. Whether you are aiming for 95% or just looking to complete your 10th syllabus, panic is not the answer. Strategy is. Today, I am going to give you a strict roadmap, especially for science and math, to help you prepare effectively and in a smart way for these subjects. So, let's talk about the start point of preparation, which is common to all the subjects, is your weekly timetable. And you need to stick to it strictly. Now, to prepare this timetable, you just don't have to write random hours on a page. Rather, you can use a top down approach. So, count your total chapters in science and math, then break them down into monthly targets, then weekly goals, and finally into manageable daily chunks. This will help you reduce massive stress mountain and turn it into manageable small steps. Next, gather your weapons. Firstly, PYQs. You can either buy a book or print the last 5-year papers which are readily available on internet. But warning, the syllabus has changed from past years, so only solve questions which are relevant to current syllabus and do not waste your time on the deleted topics. Secondly, the Holy Trinity, your NCRT textbook, NCRT exemplars, and your subject notebook should be handy at all times. Finally, I would ask you to get a separate thin notebook and label it as mistake book. I will talk about it later in the video because using it correctly will guarantee you at least 5 to 10 extra marks in your final exam. Now, let's first talk about mathematics. For math, we don't guess, we calculate. So, before solving any single problem, make a dedicated formula list for all the chapters. You must be wondering, which chapter should I start to revise first? Should you just start with chapter 1 because it's the first one in book? No, you don't. To build momentum, you must start with your strong topics first. But I have a way to make it smarter for you. And nobody else is telling you this to cross-reference your strong topics with the high weightage chapters. To help you with this, I have analyzed some PYQ's weightage for you, and here's where exactly the marks are hidden. So firstly, high priority, which is 7 to 9 marks. So pair of linear equations is carrying a massive 9 marks. Polynomials and triangles are 8 marks. And introduction to trigonometry and circles sit at 7 marks. Master these chapters and bulk of your paper is done. Let's move on to the medium priority, which is around 5 to 6 marks. So chapters like real numbers, coordinate geometry, surface area and volume will fetch you 6 marks, while the chapters such as arithmetic progression, statistics, and applications to trigonometry will fetch you 5 marks. Moving on to low priority, which is 4 marks, will include chapters like areas related to circles and probability. So, what should be your strategy? It is to secure high weightage topics in which you are confident and strong at. Then attack high weightage topics which you are weak in. In this way, you will maximize your score in minimum time. Now, let's shift our gears to science. The syllabus is vast, but the approach is simple if you are disciplined enough. First, just like math, make a dedicated formula list for all the physics and chemistry chapters. Second, write down the important definitions for all chapters. Definitions generally carry easy marks, which students tend to lose due to poor or bad phrasing. Third, and it's most crucial for biology, practice drawing neat diagrams and learn the labelings properly. And do not just look at the diagrams, draw them. At the final hour, your muscle memory is what matters the most. Fourth, thoroughly go through all the in-text activities for chemistry chapters in your NCRT textbook. Generally, board tends to directly frame questions from these activities to test your conceptual knowledge. Now, just like math, for science revision as well, we will prioritize based on weightage. So, here's the weightage breakdown for you. High priority, which is 7 to 9 marks. Physics is the game changer here. So light, reflection, and refraction, along with electricity, are kings of paper, and they will fetch you 9 marks. In chemistry, metals and non-metals, along with life processes in biology, and how do organisms reproduce in biology, will fetch you around 7 marks. Now, coming to medium priority, which is 5 to 6 marks, includes acid, bases, and salts, carbon and its compound, and control and coordination for 6 marks. Then, for 5 marks, we have chemical reactions, heredity, and magnetic effects. Lastly, moving to low priority chapters, which will give you around 3 to 4 marks, is your human eye and our environment. To make your revision effective, you have to apply the same rule here, which is target your strong chapters which are also high weightage first. This will help you build confidence early. Only then move on to the chapters which you are weak at. So this approach will help you maximize your reward for the input you are putting in the minimum time. So now you have both topics and priority list. But how do you actually revise without burning out? Let me share my golden rule with you. Do not solve complete NCERT back exercises blindly. You do not have time for repetition. Instead, look at the questions and solve one question of each type. This will help you cover a wide variety of concepts without wasting much time on same concepts and calculations. Once you have completed NCERT, immediately move on to NCERT exemplars. You must be wondering, why exemplar? But it's important because CBSE pattern has changed. About 50% of questions are competency based, like MCQs and case studies, which test your high order thinking skills. And NCERT exemplar is the best source to sharpen your logic. Once you have completed your NCERTs and you're feeling confident, you can also pick up a question bank like the one from Oswald for extra practice. But NCERT comes first. Finally, lock in this timeline, 60 days. So I want you to target first 40 days for complete revision of all the topics. This will leave you with last 20 days exclusively for time-based PYQ solving. So you take one paper, sit for 3 hours and attempt like it's an actual paper. But merely solving the paper is not enough. It's also important that you carefully analyze your mistakes. Identify the concept where you are making the mistake and before attempting the next paper, revise it well. Now, let's move on to the secret behind scoring extra marks. Remember that mistake book which I told you to keep aside at the start? This is not just a notebook, this is your safety net. Here's how you can use this book effectively. While solving your PYQs during the last 20 days, you'll end up making some errors. You might forget a formula, misread a question, or mess up some calculation. So do not just check the answer key and move on. Stop. Analyze your errors and ask yourself why this happened. Identify the specific mistake and write it down in your mistake book. If you do this religiously, I guarantee that you will score at least 5 to 10 marks extra in your board exams. You must be wondering, how will this make me score extra marks in my board exam? See, on the morning of final exam, you won't have enough time to flip through 100 pages of your textbook. That is the time you take out your thin mistake book. You will read exactly where you are weak at, and this will ensure that you do not repeat those same errors in your paper. That's how toppers are made. I believe 60 days is a lot of time if you start now. If you need any help with creating that weekly timetable or analyzing your mistakes, let me know in the comments below. I read them all and I'm here to help you cross the finish line. So now you have a plan, go and execute it well. Work smart, stay consistent, and I'll see you in next one. Bye bye.